The 2011 Revolution3 series is set to come to a conclusion here in South Carolina. Triathlon stars like Great Britain's Julie Dibbins and American Matty Reid confirmed their position among the world's best with victories at Rev3. But new stars have emerged as well. American Malaika Homo had a dream that she would win a major race. That dream came true a few weeks later at Revolution3 Cedar Point as she went wire to wire. Her sights now set on making it 2 in a row. The biggest shock of the 2011 Rev3 series has to be Andrew Starakovich. The American had never even competed in a full distance. In fact, he had never even run more than 15 miles. But he comes to South Carolina as a Rev3 champion.
Whenever you get told you can't do something, you always want to go out there and do it. Every time somebody tells me I can't do it, when the race gets difficult, I remember that, hey, they said I can't do this.
Despite the win, his competitors believe Starakovich is vulnerable on the run.
I feel I could give someone like Andrew Starkowitz 5 minutes and bring it back, but he's been racing well, so maybe I shouldn't give him that much of a benefit of the doubt.
Every dog has their day. You know, I mean, he thinks he's the world's greatest cyclist, so he can, you know, he needs that to put a big lead into the rest of the guys to, you know, before they run him down. But, you know, he's a good athlete and he's proven it, and I'm sure he'll put up a good fight tomorrow.
American Brian Fleischman will look to limit the damage on the bike and attack on the run.
What I think when somebody comes up on me is how much harder they've had to have ridden to have caught me at that point. So if somebody's taking the lead or 30 seconds, a minute up on you, it's not the end of the world. You can make that up in a mile or two at the back half if they blow up, especially on a tough course like this one.
The field at Rev3 South Carolina is one of the season's largest. Ukraine's Viktor Zemetsev and Aussie's Richie Cunningham and Chris McDonald are part of the strong international field.
A lot of people do say I'm going to race my own race, and honestly I think it's a bunch of BS. You'll notice in races there's a huge group at the front. It's not apparent that everybody's race plan is exactly the same pace. I mean, they're pacing off whoever they feel like their competition is that day. You know, the strategy to win a half nowadays is full gas. That's the only way you're going to win.
Malaika Homo versus Kate Major. When the American held off the Aussie at Rev3 Cedar Point, it capitalized her breakthrough performance.
Got to about mile 21 and I said to my lead biker, I was like, I think I might win this thing. So it's a pretty amazing day, a really, really special feeling.
For Kate Major, it was her third time being the runner-up at a Rev3 event in 2011.
I've kind of been bridesmaid a lot this year, or you know, on the podium. So I've just got to have a great race, like Malaika did in Ohio. That's, you know, I've got to have that sort of day to come out on top here.
American Meredith Kessler has something Major does not, a Rev3 title. Her win in Portland was hailed as a return to form, but concerns remain.
I actually learned more from DNFing this year than I did from winning Canada last year. So if that's any inclination of how I grow as an athlete, it's I learn more from do not finishing than winning.
For Canadian Magali Tesser, a tough Rev3 year. She crashed the day before Rev3 Knoxville. She had to withdraw due to hypothermia at Rev3 Quasi. But despite that, she is clearly one of the favorites.
Definitely, when I looked at the start list, I was looking at the names of Kate Major, Meredith Kessler, that I've never raced before, but I've heard is a great athlete. Malaika is also an athlete that's starting to really have good results in the series here. So I think those would be the three that I have in mind. Of course, there's always surprises, and I'm not underestimating anyone here. Anybody can surprise on the day. But when I see those girls ahead of me, I'll know that they're danger, and I'm going to go for them, definitely.
For the Clemson Tiger fans, Lauren Goss will carry the Tiger Orange. Third at the 2010 Collegiate National Undergraduate Championships, she'll hope the local support will lead to a breakthrough race.
I come here, I'm staying in the house that I lived in for 4 years, staying with my old roommate, so it's just like, it's really comfortable and it's a lot more fun, and I find when you're racing in comfortable situations, you perform your best.
This is Revolution 3 South Carolina, presented by Pilot Flying J. Revolution 3 is also brought to you by Tyr, always in front, by Muscle Milk, Avia, and by All 3 Sports.
Stu Joannis, along with Jen Chapman, as much as these athletes say they have their individual game plan, come race day, these athletes are looking what the other athletes are doing. It's going to be a great day.
And the course provides for that, as they're going to be able to see each other at multiple points. And as it's very technical, they're going to be able to see where their competition is at, and that's going to either help feed off where their game plan's going.
There's so much at stake. They know where their competitors are, and you can better believe they know who's in front of them and who's behind them. So let's take a look at the course.
Athletes will begin their day in Lake Hartwell, one of the Southeast's largest and most popular recreation lakes. In a unique course, swimmers will enter the lake from the southern beach area and go counterclockwise direction around the park's peninsula, exiting at the boat launch area on the north shore.
The bike course leaves Darwin Wright Park and heads out onto the rolling foothills of Anderson County. The ride has a few challenging climbs as well as many technical turns at both Timms Mill and through historic downtown Pendleton. Athletes should be warned the deceptive nature of the course is masked only by its beauty.
Unlike most races, T1 and T2 are in different locations, offering athletes a unique point-to-point transition area. Athletes will have great opportunities throughout the run to monitor competitors closely with this out and back and compact run course, featuring downtown Anderson and its main street. This fast course will certainly showcase the talented men's and women's fields and sets up perfectly for an epic race.
So Jen, so much going on Sunday. We have 7:30 the men take off, 7:35 the women take off, but we have a lot more going on Sunday.
That's right, we're going to have text updates, Twitter updates, Facebook updates, everything on our Rev3 Try live site. So all of that's going to be coming at you, as well as age group stories, and we have a collegiate division this race. So there are about 18 colleges out here competing for their own prizes as well.
So join us for Anderson Rev3 South Carolina.